Hello everyone, welcome to a new lesson. Today we are gonna talk about very famous topic of English language, that is parts of speech. There are 26 alphabet in English language. When these alphabet are joined together in order to give a specific and appropriate meaning or to do any function, these are called words. When these words are joined together in order to give a complete sense or meaning, but sometimes they don't give a complete sense, anyway they form a speech. And our speech contains a name of someone or something, or sometimes we use it instead of something, or we talk about some qualities or attributes, we talk about some modifications, we talk about some sudden feelings, or we use it sometimes as a connector or joining something. All these are parts of our speech and we use them frequently in our English language in order to make a sense. All these parts are called parts of speech or word classes in English. They are 8 in number: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. Now we are gonna discuss briefly these parts of speech. The first one is noun. A noun is a word which is used as the name of a person, place or thing. For example, Akbar was a great king. Ali is a good boy. The rose smells sweet. Iran is a developed country. His courage won him honor. Michael is a good boy. Shakespeare was a great dramatist. As you can observe in the examples, we have used different words for persons, places or things. If we talk about place like Iran, for particular name like Shakespeare, Michael, and for thing like Rose, all these are used here as noun. All these are called nouns because they are naming persons, places or things as naming words. The word person or place is quite clear and it doesn't need any demonstration or explanation to the readers. But the thing includes all the things like idea, imagination, concept, the thing which can think of or the things which we can perceive by our senses. All these things come in the category of a noun. Let me make it easier for you people. I have a special formula or trick for you. FAQS, facts. F stand for feeling, A for action, Q for quality and S for state. Feeling, action, quality or state, all these things come in the category of a noun. Let's proceed further. There is a question how we can recognize or identify a noun in a sentence, in a phrase or in a class. This is a very main or common question which arises in the mind of every student. Now I am gonna give some examples. We have some specific words which can be used in order to identify a noun in a sentence, phrase or in a speech. What, who or whom. Now proceed to the examples. First one is John Keats was a great poet. Who was a great poet? John Keats is going to answer the word who, therefore it stands here as a noun. Honesty is the best policy. Now the word honesty is going to reply the word what. What is the best policy? The word honesty is replying here the word what. Therefore it stands here as a noun. A poem has been composed by Oscar Wilde. The word Oscar Wilde is going to reply here or answer the word whom, by whom the poem has been composed. So you can see Oscar Wilde has used as a noun here. Second one is pronoun. The word pro is a Latin word which means instead of or place of something. Therefore we can say a pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. Or in other words, we can say a word which replaces a noun is called a pronoun. Now move to examples. Ali is a good boy, but he is not hardworking. The word he is used here as a pronoun and it is replacing the word Ali. Rosina is a good girl, but she is not smart. The word she has been used here replacing the word Rosina. We frequently use pronouns in order to avoid the repetition of nouns and to make our sentences more clear, concise, and attractive. The third one is adjective. Adjective is a word which adds something to the meaning of a noun or pronoun, or briefly we can say it tells the quality or quantity or number of something. Let's proceed to examples. He is an intelligent boy. The word intelligent has been used here as an adjective because it is qualifying the word boy here, or it is going to tell the quality of the boy, what type of boy he is. He is an intelligent boy. Nadia is a clever girl. What type of girl Nadia is? She is a clever girl. The word clever is going to describe the girl. What type of girl she is? She is a clever girl. Therefore, the word clever is going to stand here as an adjective. There are 20 boys in this class. The word 20 has been used here as an adjective and it is qualifying or telling something about the number of boys. Therefore, we can say it is used here as an adjective. There is a little Voto in this class. The word little has been used here as an adjective and it is qualifying the word Voto, and it is used here as a quantity. How can we recognize an adjective? I am gonna give you some key words which you can use in order to identify an adjective. What kind of, which, how much, how many, what type of. If any word gives answer of these keywords, then definitely that word gonna be an adjective. Next is a verb. A verb is a word which shows an action or states. For example, Ali wrote a letter to her cousin. The word wrote has been used here as an action word. Therefore, it is functioning here as a verb. Kolkata is a big city. Here is has been used as a verb. There are many types of verbs like main verbs, modals, auxiliaries, linking, and some others. We are gonna discuss them in detail in our coming lectures. The next one is adverb, a word which qualifies or modifies the meaning of a verb, adjective, or another adverb is called an adverb. She spoke English fluently. The word fluently has been used here as an adverb and it is modifying the verb spoke. How she spoke? She spoke fluently. The flower is very beautiful. Here, very has been used as an adverb and beautiful as an adjective. Therefore, the word very is explaining or modifying the word beautiful. She pronounced the word quite clearly. Therefore, we can see the word pronounced has been used here as a verb and correctly has been used here as an adverb. But you can observe there is another adverb in this sentence which is quite, and it is also modifying the adverb correctly. We can say that sometimes an adverb qualifies or modifies another adverb. The next one is preposition. Preposition is a word which shows the relation of something with a noun or a pronoun. For example, there is a cow in the field. You can observe in this sentence the word in has been used here as a preposition. Sometimes we can easily recognize that without preposition, sentence doesn't make a sense. If you quit out or skip the word in from this sentence, it doesn't make any sense. There is a cow, the garden. If you skip the word in, you can't make a sense. Therefore, it is necessary here to add the word in to make a proper sense. Now let us see some common prepositions which we frequently use, like at, in, beneath, under, below, among, between, into, onto, upon, after, etc. A conjunction is a word which is used to join words, phrases, or sentences together. For example, Michael and Jack are best friends. Here, and is connecting the word Michael and Jack. Sam is absent because he is ill. Here you can observe The two sentences, Sam is absent, he is ill. These two sentences are connected here by the word because. I ran fast but I missed the train. Here the word but is used as a conjunction and it is connecting the two sentences. An interjection is a word which is used in order to express some sudden feelings, emotions, passion, or some spontaneous feelings or actions. For example, hurrah, we won the match. Here the word hurrah has been used as an interjection and it is showing some spontaneous feelings, some feeling of happiness. Alas, she is dead. The word alas is an interjection here. It is indicating some pain or regret. Bravo, you did well. The word bravo is an interjection here and it is indicating the approval of something. That's it for today. See you next time.